Welcome, everyone. Please stand and join us as we sing our opening song, Come On In. Standing outside the door of love and mercy, you wonder if there's a place there for you. You know there's peace inside, but still you're searching for someone who understands the pain you've been through. Well, the Spirit waits with open arms. It's calling out your name. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved and you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. You'll find a place of rest in the arms of Spirit. He's waited so long for your homecoming day. You know there's peace inside, but still you're searching. You never find it and find yourself away. Well, the door's unlocked, the lights are on. What are you waiting for? Come on in, welcome home. You are loved and you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. There is room enough in the home of love for someone just like you. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved and you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved and you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved and you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity of Wilmington. For all of you that are here with us this morning and those of us that are online, we are very happy that you're here. Your presence is most welcome. And we're happy to have Katie Dees, our music director, here, and our soloist is Megan Golden today. Our speaker today is our transitional consultant, Eliza Bloom Robinson. And she'll be doing our lesson and the meditation, and we'll have a short community update brief after the end of the service. Is there anyone here for the first time this morning? Welcome. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. We're grateful that you're here, and we're grateful to all of you who are joining our spiritual community this morning. So let's go ahead and say our statement of being and our affirmations. There is only one presence and one power active in my universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotence. I am a beloved expression of God. I am here for a holy purpose. I am in the right place at the right time right now. Megan?
There are days when I feel so afraid I can hardly remember to breathe. When reality crashes in wave after wave, pulling me further beneath. So what's the point in planning for a future have faded to gray. But my children need so much more from me, and they give me the strength to go on. Whatever may come, all that matters now is where I go from here. There's an easier way if I live for today. The beating in my heart is all that matters. He makes sense of all of my chaos in ways I could never explain. He turns all of my sadness into a smile. He's helping me live life again. It's the light in the eyes of my children. It's the sound of their laughter once more. It's a glimpse of a life I dared only to dream, in a dream only I can restore. And I know that some may not understand, but he's guiding me safely to shore. Not afraid anymore. All that matters now is where I go from here. There's an easier way if I live for today. The beating in my heart is all that matters. Takes me far away. There's an easier way if I live for today. The singing in my heart is all that matters.
Wow, 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 wow. My first time hearing Megan. Holy moly. We've been to church. I don't even know how to start. I'm like moved. All that matters, right? All that matters. Wow, that's so awesome. Beautiful. So, hi, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As Gail mentioned, my name is Reverend Eliza Bloom Robinson. I am your transitional consultant. I've been working with you, meaning this ministry, for a few months now. We had a beautiful experience yesterday, and we'll share more about that a little bit in the talk, and certainly right immediately following our service, we're going to give an update about that, and very exciting times. So I want to start with a story. You ready for a story? Yes. All right. It's like a bedtime story, but don't go to sleep. Please don't go to sleep. I'll call on you. No, just kidding. Anyway, it's a story of a man who travels a lot. Could be a woman, but in this case, it was a man. He travels a lot. And he was in one particular city at one particular airport, and he hailed a cab like he always does. Hey, is that Darlene back there? Oh my gosh! Ah, crazy. Oh, now the pressure's on colleagues. He hailed a cab, and the cab pulled up, and he noticed that it was immaculate. And you know how a lot of cabs just aren't, right? But this was like, the tires were shiny. That's my husband's thing. He uses that black shine on the tires, and if the tires are dirty, it's like the whole car's dirty. So we're well aware of tires. He noticed it was just like, wow, really nice, really clean. And the cab driver got out, and he was in like this black suit and a starched white shirt and a tie. And he thought, well, this is really just weird, especially in this day and age. And he came over, the cab driver came over, and he grabbed the man's luggage, and he went to put it in the truck, but as he grabbed his luggage, he handed him a little laminated card. He goes, while I put your luggage in, please get settled, but would you read my mission statement? And he's like, what planet am I on? And the mission statement said this: My mission is to get my customers to their destination in the quickest, safest, and cheapest way possible in a friendly environment. He went, wow, never seen that before. So the cab driver gets in, and he hands him another card, and he says, well, I've got choices for you. Well, first, where are you going? He says, my mission, of course, is to get you there in the safest way possible. This is our recommended route, but would you prefer that I speak to you, chat with you about the sights along the way, or would you prefer your own quiet? Okay, that's weird. He says, I have, would you like coffee? I have regular and decaf. He goes, oh. Well, no, I prefer a soft drink, just kind of snarky. He goes, well, I have Coke and Diet Coke and Sprite. Like, what in the world is happening here? And then he starts the car and he starts driving off. He goes, well, he hands him another card. He says, here's my list of radio stations. Do you have a preference? And is the temperature okay? I can turn it up, I can turn it down. What would you need? And by the way, I have some reading materials. I have the Bible, I have, men's sports, I have Good Housekeeping. Would you like a piece of reading material? And he says, the guy is like, stunned. And so he says to the cab driver, he says, well, I'm curious about what this is all about. Have you always done this in your cab driving business? He says, oh, no. Oh, no. I've just been doing it this way for a couple of years, but let me tell you the story. He said, I used to be crabby and irritated and cranky like every other cab driver on the planet. But I went to a motivational personal development. It was probably in a Unity church, actually. And he heard the story about having a choice to whether be an eagle or a chicken. And the chickens are always clucking and clamoring and nothing wrong with chickens. It's not personal to chickens. But the eagles step above. The eagles soar through life. And so I chose, what I noticed before I chose, is that when I'm cranky, it gets worse during the day. I get more of it, right? Basic principle number 3, what you focus on, you get more of. But when I wake up and I decide to have a great day, my day is great. And I started paying attention to how often I wake up already cranky, knowing that things are going to go wrong. So I began to train myself to think differently. And when I did that, I discovered all the things that I do now, one at a time. I didn't go from cranky to this overnight, but I put one piece in and people really liked it, and I put another piece in and people really liked it, and I started to get feedback, and of course that made me feel better, which caused me to do more, which caused my customers to be happier. And now, it has become not only my mission, but my whole purpose in life, to create happiness. He said, wow, that must have made a big difference. He goes, well, I'll tell you what, in the first year that I started doing it, bit by bit by bit, I doubled my income. And now I'm in my second year of doing it this way, and I'm on verge. I'm headed towards quadrupling my income. My clients, my customers, put my number in their cell phone. They call me when they're coming to this city. They want me. Why do we do the things we do? And why do we not do the things we not do? There's a scripture in Romans that says, I do not understand what I do because I don't do what I want to do, and I do what I don't want to do. Anybody? Right? Think about, I'm getting on an exercise program. I don't want to. I'm getting on an eating plan. I don't want to. I'm going to be happy today. I don't want to. Right? Why is it so hard to do what we want to do? And why is it so easy to not do what we don't want to do? Now, I'm not going to ask for raise of hands now, but anybody ever complain about anything? It's like we're wired to do that. We're wired to stay in the negativity and the anger and the doubt and the fear and the blame and the shame and But that's only our automatic programming. It's not the truth of who we be. In unity, we teach the truth of who we're here to be. And when we land, not with our minds, in that truth, when we embody that truth, everything changes for the better. Now, you still might have a day, right? I got here, I drink my coffee in a shaker with my, special little shake stuff, and I got here, and Jill was kind enough to make me coffee, and I have my shake. I use it every single day. Well, every single day when I travel at home, I use a frother, which is much, much better, but I don't carry that with me. So I go into the kitchen, I pour the little bit of coffee, and I put my shake in, and I go shake it like this, and it blows up. It's everywhere. I'm covered in powder. I'm like, it's a mess. The whole kitchen's a mess. Luckily, there weren't that many people in there yet. And I'm like, well, in the past, that might have ruined my day. But I cleaned it up, and I did it again. It blew up again. I'm like, seriously, I do this every day. What is going on? And in the past, I might have stuck with that story, like we do, right? And then I get all cleaned up, and I'm starting to drink it out of my shaker bottle, and I come in to get mic'd up, and Christopher back here is kind enough to say, you have coffee all over your dress. I'm like, seriously? I already cleaned that up. Well, now my mug is like leaking. Seriously, it was down. It was all the way down my dress. I'm like, oh. So I could have let that ruin my day, right? But why? Why? I mean, you make a mess, you clean it up. That's called life. I learned that when my kids were little and they would spill the milk. It's like, you just clean it up. Why would I let a little coffee on my dress ruin my day? It's not going to change what I'm talking about. Well, obviously it changed what I'm talking about because I had not done that. I wouldn't have told you that story, right? But I'm not going to change who I be when I know my why. When I know why I do. I can react, but why? I can respond, but why? Why do you do the things that you do? We spent the weekend diving into, and the board did a session a couple of weeks ago, about discovering our core why. It's based loosely on the work of Simon Sinek. If you want to look up Simon Sinek and the power of why, start with why, find your why. He's got all kinds of fabulous stuff. But what I believe is that when you understand why you're doing anything, everything in your life, when you begin to understand why, you have unlocked one of the most powerful things. So the most powerful question for today is why? 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 Now, I'm talking about a different level of why than your 4-year-old gives you, right? Why? But you know what? There's great power in that question. Now, usually in the past, my youngest is 34, so I'm talking 30 years ago or more. I do have lots of grandkids, and they like the question why as well. But often, when I was a young parent, and a single parent for most of their lives, that question drove me nuts. And I would end up with saying, because I said so, because I'm the mom, because I know better. Those are not valid answers when you're asking yourself why. But when you answer that question, why am I doing this? Why am I drinking coffee? Why am I going to Wilmington, North Carolina? Why do I do the work I do? I'll tell you why I do the work I do. Because I believe in the brilliance of humanity. I believe in the brilliance of every ministry. I believe in the brilliance of every individual on this planet, and I see it. So I help you get a glimpse of what may be possible when you step out of the limited place that you live in into the infinite possibility, into the divine potential for yourself, for your ministry, for your work in the world. When you discover, when you catch a glimmer of your true essence, it opens up doorways. Divine potential for miraculous outcomes. That's why I do the work I do. I do it. I happen to do it in transitional ministry because transitional ministry is like this automatic stop point. It's this automatic interrupt of the patterns that go unconscious. And when we have this automatic space, this gap, we can dive in and do some really amazing discovery using the power, the spiritual power of curiosity, to look and see, and what's underneath, and what's underneath, and what's underneath, and what's really driving this ministry, and are there any places in the ministry that are yet in the shadow that need to be revealed in order to be healed. Last time I was here a couple months ago, we did sacred listening circles, and we began that work. We didn't complete it. It's an ongoing work. This weekend, we began to discover the essence, right? The truth, the essence of who this ministry is. We don't dream it up with our brains. We allow it to be discovered. Now, our why is a little different than our visioning. So our visioning, we tap into that space and spirit, and we open and we receive divine potential and miraculous outcomes. We receive ideas. We step into how it feels to be our divine potential in action. Now, doing the work of the why, we actually move from aspirational, if you will. It's not about who we wish we were or who we hope we are, right? That's very different. Sometimes I wish I hoped that I was something else, but I'm not. I'm fully me. So we used history. We went historical to discover the deeper truths. Because just as every soul in this room and every soul on this planet has a divine essence, and inside that essence has a purpose, a reason for being, so does every entity. And as we discover that, we begin to operate from the inside out rather than the outside in. For example, some of you have heard this multiple times now, but hear it as if you've heard it for as if you're hearing it for the very first time. So one of the examples is to use the Apple computer company. Any Apple owners, any Apple people? So you people who are Apple are dedicated and loyal to Apple. Is that true? And those of us who are not Apple, we haven't drank the Kool-Aid yet. Although I keep being tempted because I keep talking about Apple. I'm like, oh man, I probably need to go get some Apple. I mean, I have an iPad, but you know what I mean. I used to have an iPod, but anyway. So Apple is a computer company. In typical language, typical marketing language, if you will, Apple would say, we make great computers. They're beautifully designed, user-friendly, and easy to use. Want to buy one? I can get a cheaper one over here at Best Buy. But Apple is an inspired company which means that they have done the work over the years, or probably even started with the fundamental why do they exist. So when they come from their why, their statement feels very different. We believe in challenging the status quo and moving into change for the future. The way that we challenge status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, user-friendly, and easy to use. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Yes! Right? Why does that second one feel so much different than the first? It's not a test, I'll tell you. The second one feels so much different because it's imbued with feeling. It touches your feeling nature. It actually works on a different part of your brain. We're not going to do brain science today because I can talk way too long without giving you everything I want to give you. But it touches a different part of the brain, and it inspires, and it causes a visceral reaction, and it causes loyalty and inspiration. It causes yes instead of So when we bring this body of work into our ministries, and by the way, our movement is also beginning to do this level of work, which is phenomenally fabulous. I love it when they catch up with me. We become who we're here to be. So when every single ministry started, the leader who started or the group of people who started had a why. But over the course of decades and ministers, that gets lost, typically. And so doing the why work activates in us, reminds us why we're here. And one of the ways that we explored that yesterday was to share those moments where we had a visceral experience, either our own stories or stories of other people. I remember a time when, boom, and that person's life transformed. I remember a time when, I felt, and that put me on a totally different time. Those types of stories. We'll talk more about that in the community connection in a little bit here. When we activate that level, we become attractive. And when we consciously become aware of what that is for us, our languaging becomes different, like the apple. And so we speak a language that's like causes people to go, ooh, 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 together. Ooh, ooh, tell me more. Oh, tell me more. I want to know more. I want to be a part of that. And that, like, it's this magical synergy thing that happens when you are actually in alignment with the essence of who you're here to be. And it causes brilliance. And who doesn't want brilliance in your life? And the way that we do that then is our how and our what. And so we weave that in as well. We just happen to make great computers. We just happen to have a Sunday service. We just happen, right? And that's the what. Most of us operate from, we start with what? We start with, well, yeah, I'm a spiritual coach, and, I work with people in a series, and I do it by phone, and we use the quantum, and we use spiritual principles, and, it's really fabulous. You want to do it? It's like, oh my God, it's so flat versus what I already shared. I believe in the brilliance of people, and I can see it. And I help you activate or glance. or get a glimmer or a grasp of what might be possible in your life, in your health, in your wealth, in all of your beingness. Would you like that? Yes! And that's what we're doing with the ministry. 29:19, where there is no vision, the people perish. From the Message, which is one of my favorite versions of the Bible, it says, same scripture, if people can't see what God is doing, they stumble all over themselves. When we can't see, when we forget to look, right, because God is ever present, Spirit is ever present, our why is ever present, we just forget to remember to look, to keep it forefront. Then we stumble all over ourselves. Then we're like, well, we have to get more, people in the chairs so we can get more money in the offering so we can keep the lights on. Well, okay. Yeah, that might be part of what we do, but that's not our focus. We're here to transform lives. We're here to empower people. We're here to make a difference in the world. And when we keep our why, which is God-given, Spirit-given essence of who we be in the forefront, then all of our stumbling and muddling around, the way gets clear. And so we can fuss around life and did you see the news and I wanted to go to the beach and it thunderstormed and right? Or you can just do what you do with life because life is tough on the planet right now. Or you can remember why you're here. I'm here to inspire brilliance. I'm here to be kind. I'm here to be love. I'm here to be inclusive. I'm here. Why are you here? And then all that other stuff gets handled. It just gets handled. You still have to do what you have to do. But when you come from is different. It's just so different. So in transition, this built-in gap each of our stepping stones. So I'm here this weekend. I'll be back in September, and we continue to do the stepping stones work. Meanwhile, the leadership, the board, we're meeting at least twice a month to do that deep work of consciousness, to align ourselves, to create a deeper synergy, to create a deeper coherence and cohesiveness, so that we truly can be who we're here to be. Rumi says, when you do things from your soul, right? That's that same essence. You feel a river moving in you in joy. When you do things from your soul, from your essence, it is felt, viscerally felt by the people around you. We become the pebble in the pond of potential, of possibility, of lives transformed. And why? Because it's ours to do. Because we have said yes to this ministry. Because we have said yes to Spirit moving in and through and around us. And we keep that yes conscious, like the taxi cab driver. One more quick story. There's an older man, a man who was in his 90s. Let's not judge with old. Maybe 92 is not old to some of us. You know how old it gets is always like a decade later, right? He's 92, and his wife of 70 years had recently passed, so he was moving into a nursing home because, right? And he was sitting patiently in the lobby of this nursing home on his moving day. And he was perfectly dressed, immaculately dressed, coiffed, maybe that's more like the woman, but just perfectly put together, sitting there just with grace. And he waited a long time, but nothing fazed him. And the nurse came and said, "Okay, your room is ready. Thank you for waiting patiently." He says, "I am so happy." She began to describe the room all the way down to the eyelet curtains that were hung and what was on the bed and describe everything. He goes, "I love it." She goes, "How can you love it? You haven't even seen it yet." He goes, "Because I choose every single day how I use my mind. I choose to be happy. I choose to love no matter what life gives me." That man also knows his why. He might not be able to speak it, but he lives it. We all have the ability and the capacity and, quite frankly, the responsibility to be our best. And to be our best is only the best you can be in every moment. If you're having a day, then be your best in that day. If you're having a decade, then be your best in that decade. If you get something in life that happens, then just be your best in any given moment. And when we be our best and we bring our best, we inspire the best in all. I challenge you. I was going to say invite you, but that seems too weak. I challenge you individually and collectively to begin to play in the why. Why am I drinking this coffee? Why am I going down the street? Why am I making this phone call? Why am I sitting on my deck enjoying the lake? Why am I fussing about this or that or the other thing? Or why am I feeling stressed? Why? Not with judgment, but with curiosity. Oh, I went to sleep for a minute. Oh, okay, why'd I go to sleep? Because the news was too hard. Okay, why was the news too hard? Because I'm feeling stressed. Okay, well, why was I feeling stressed? Just begin to dive deep. Well, why was I feeling stressed? Because I went unconscious. Well, why did you go unconscious? Because I was feeling stressed. You might find some cyclical things like that, but then go deeper. Why am I choosing this in this moment? The answer to that very often will be, I went unconscious. Of what we think, of what we say, of what we do. And when you stay conscious, you interrupt the patterns of unconsciousness. Again, our principles, our fundamental principles. We are divine beings. We are made in the image and likeness, which means we are the very essence of God's spirit, source, creation. We are the universe, embodied individual, and we have the power to create the life we love. We do that by connecting with spirit, prayer, meditation, connecting with that essence, connecting with our why, connecting with our soul, and putting that into action. So why? Does it matter? Yes! Did I scare you? Let's try it together. So why? Does it matter? Yes! It does! And you are the And as you close your outer eyes, just feel in your body, feel in your being if anything was activated today. Bring your awareness deeper down into your body, deeper down into your being, maybe in your heart space. And just breathe into the spaciousness of your own soul. And know this truth. You are divine. You are here for a reason, a purpose, a why. You may or may not know what that is, but it doesn't matter. Because when you become willing to trust the truth, possibilities open. Fundamental truth is you are love. Feel that truth. Let that phone ringing just activate that truth that you are love. And you are loved. You are loved. No matter what, no matter your story, no matter your history, no matter your wounds, no matter what, you are loved. Can you receive that? Let it quicken in you. And you are lovable forever. As you begin to open to the truth that you are love, other things that are untrue will begin to fall away. We know from 1 John that God is love and love is God. And if you know love, you know God. And if you know God, you know love. Realize right now that you are that very love. You are the individualized expression of God exactly in who you are. Let that touch your heart. Let that touch your soul. Let it break through your mind that says otherwise. And as a collective of beings who know we are love, we create a field, a space, that every single person who walks in these doors can feel it. They might not be able to name it, but they can feel it. They can feel the energy of acceptance, of connection, of possibility. And when we keep love at the forefront of all that we do, it informs every decision, every action, every thought, if you let it. Come back into your heart space and feel the seeds sprouting, blooming, expanding. Feel that love that is in your own heart, the deeper truth of who you are, whether you believe it or not, the deeper truth of love. Feel that overflowing your heart and overflowing your torso and moving down your limbs and creating a field around you, a palpable field of love. And in that palpable field of love that is enveloping you, feel it touching every other being in this room, whether online or in the sanctuary. Feel that love expanding as we connect with one another. the field of love rises up like a pillar above this building, above this ministry. And we continue to expand it. Expand it over Wilmington, expand it over North Carolina, expand it over our country, our continent. And expand that field of love through our entire world. Feel that love encircling the globe. And imagine that every single person on this planet, or choose one particular, might get a glimmer of love. Feel it for the hungry and the sick in the third world countries. Feel it for our leaders, whether we like them or not. Feel it for a leader. Feel it for a country. Feel it, activate it, see it for all people, everywhere. And enfold our very beloved planet Earth with this same love. And as we activate love, we also move into appreciation and gratitude. Let that appreciation fill your heart. Let it recalibrate your system. Let it open you to possibilities. Know that in the place of love, I see your brilliance. I believe in the brilliance of humanity. I believe in the brilliance of this ministry. I believe that we are here for a divine purpose, and we are doing the work to allow it, to co-create it, and most of all, to be it. Feel that in your body. Feel it moving through your physical body. Feel it moving through your mind and your emotions. Feel it activating in you a new place of divine possibility, divine potential, and miraculous outcomes. And if that hasn't brought a smile to your face, allow the smile to reach your face. As we pray in gratitude, in awareness, in conscious connection with all that is. Thank you, God, Source, Spirit. Thank you, Universe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so it is. And so we let it be. Amen.
Thank you so much, Eliza. We really, really welcome you here and enjoy your being here. And I just want to say, I forgot to introduce myself earlier. I'm Gail O'Brien, and I'm one of your current board members. And I'm really excited and happy to be here with you and to be a part of this church. And I was just sitting there, many know I've been in Unity for many, many years. And one of our very first minister in North Carolina back in the 70s was Jim Rosemergy. And one of the things he told us had to do with change. If you are not changing, you are not growing. And that's what we here in Unity of Wilmington are all about now, is we are growing and we are changing. So we welcome you to that journey with us. And one of the ways that you can help us with that growth is through your support by our offertory. We have many different ways that you can give and support the church. And here will be the ushers will be coming forward to take your gifts. You can donate online, through Facebook, on our website, through Venmo, many different ways to give. So ushers, come forward, and we'll say our mudra together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive, and so it is. Megan?
I close my eyes, open my heart. I take a deep breath, let the healing start. I lift my hands, I plant my feet. I let love in. I feel the beat that's calling, calling, calling us to rise. Rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. I ready my soul, I clear my mind. I'm here and now, in present time. I feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark. Oh, we rise as one. Oh, rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. I sing to you, you sing to me. Change up the noise, make it harmony. Come on and rise, oh rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Heart to heart, hand in hand, no turning back, onward to promised land. Do you feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark? Oh, we rise at one. Love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling. That's why we came. Love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling. That's why we came. Come on and rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, come on and rise. Oh, Spirit, rise up, rise in me.
Thank you. Let's have our blessing for our offertory, please. Thank you so much for your gifts. We receive them graciously and know that it's from your heart and from your love. And now we have a few announcements of upcoming events. And we have a prayer box over here, and we have for prayer requests. Chris Mullen is our prayer minister for today, and he'll be over there at near the prayer box. Here's Chris. If you have any prayer requests today. So we encourage you to do that. We have an e-blast that comes out every Friday. That's one of our main ways of communicating with you online. You can also go to our website and see upcoming events there. But if you want to subscribe and you're not already on the list, there's a sign-up sheet back there. Special events coming up. We are going to have the community connection. We're going to have that right as soon as I get through talking and we get through singing. Then Eliza will come up and we'll have a little community connection. And then we have some wonderful hospitality refreshments out there. Some of it was left over from our workshop yesterday, which was wonderful. So we've got lots of goodies to share with you today there. We wanted you to know that our youth ed area is growing and progressing. The rooms are ready now, just about ready to receive, and we're going to get our staff in order and have someone to help and take care of the children. So that's great. Our website upgrade has begun. Trish Petinati has been working on that. And we want to thank all of our wonderful volunteers that we have. We can always use more of you. We can use more volunteers for hospitality on Sunday mornings if you want to help in the kitchen area, if you want to help with greeters and ushers. There are many different ways that you can help up. You can see me or any of the other board members and let us know how you'd like to help out. Okay? And so you'll see up here on our screen our upcoming speakers. Actually, Dr. Herbert Harris will be here next week, and he's sitting right there. Okay, so let's close our time together with the peace song. Oh, the prayer for protection. We have changed our order a little bit. So let's say the prayer for protection first, and then the peace song. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God surrounds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, for peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my song and sound. To take each